general trades and going over some like chats between me and Tyler, and some of the pound like trades, and then also probably some new stuffs, because like I know that the first video that I done, you know, it got stuck, the like chart, the page thing, like the screen was froze. I'm doing 3 things at once. Okay, so Tyler shared an A-star setup to me, which you can just go on Twitter. I don't think my Twitter is in the bio, or whatever. But these are the markets that I'll be looking to filter through. To be honest, I'll because like I can trade these in CFDs, right? I'm obviously gonna have to purchase real-time data, but like I'm not gonna yet. I need to get like at least 3 years of data on all of these, and then decide on like a rigid. What? Hang on, let me find the word. Regiment. Is that even a word? Regimental. I don't think it's that. Maybe it's rudimental. It's probably not even that. I think I meant rigid. Anyway, let me just find the trade. It should be already marked up. Yes, I think it was this one. So also his charts are Chicago time. By the seams of it, anyway. I think he said UGC 5. Yeah. UTC 5 Eastern time, so that's here. So he's got his chart set at Chicago time. And so therefore when he's referring to so he waits for this candle to close. So look. So if I just screenshot this and then send it to this, and then it will load the Discord up. I'm just gonna actually delete OBS real quick. Actually, I think I can do it like this. Applications, because we are not going to be streaming. I'm just simply not. It's too much of a fun, and I don't want to be. I mean, stop. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh my god, I don't even know the password. 1 sec. Okay, I don't know what the password is, so, but I do have it written down somewhere in my room. But like, yes, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, open Discord. But then I got sidetracked with deleting OBS because I'm not going to be streaming anymore. I say anymore. I haven't even streamed once because I couldn't figure it out, and I just, to be fair, don't have the time to fart on with it, making a stream and shit. I can't be arsed. I'd rather just do the video and then upload it. Maybe it's in the future or something we can possibly stream, but like, can't be arsed right now. So yeah, I'm gonna be going over this example that Tyler sent to me. So it was like, look, after the 18 candle closure, which bear in mind is charts as UTC 5, you want the 22 candle to close below for longs, the 0.7, 0.75 range of the 18 candle, and 2 candle closes bullish, which is the candle after the 22 candle, and below the high of the 22 candle too. So that for me is the 3 a.m. candle. So you can see, and then we'll go over it properly. So you can see this here. After, so it will just put our charts to the, and he's refer. I'm not sure why, but like, even if he's on futures charts, he'll still refer to, it's as if it was CFDs. So when he's talking about the, yeah. So when he's talking about the 18 candle, it's the 5 on the futures. So if you look back at this, he's saying after the 18 candle close, after this candle closes, it's closed. Now you want the 22 candle, which is the candle after, to close beneath 75% of the open to the most extreme point traded in the bearish case, aka the bottom wick. In the bearish candle, 5 p.m. candle close. In the UK time case, 23 candle closing down. You want the next candle to open beneath the 0.7 to 0.75, and then for longs, and then 2 candle closes bullish below the high of the 22 candle. So this candle, which again, he's referring to CFD charts. So you want the green candle to close beneath the prior candle's high, right? So but if this candle, so I think there's an example here, but as well you can also see that this is an example of where you get an up close 5 p.m. candle, right? And then basically what I then do is you can attest whether it makes sense to see it open below the 0.75 to 0.70. Of course, it doesn't make sense to utilize this one because it's obviously going to open beneath there. If it doesn't, then you've got a serious problem. So then you would just settle with this, right? You would settle with the 0.3, 0.35, and then but if you notice, this candle doesn't close. It closes above this candle's high. So I don't think TG would be taking this one, but you can see it does still work. But you do kind of want to be a bit particular with things, but you don't really want to be too particular, because but you also do, because I found it will go on the pound, which I don't think it's on this feed. It'll be on this feed. I'm gonna rename this. We'll just rename it TG 4-hour AMD. Has some TG 4-hour AMD data. There we go. And then if we go to the pound, this is when for some reason I went another chart. And then let's just make sure we've got, so don't want the market on, oh shit, we would want that on open market. Symbol title, we don't want this. Buy and sell buttons off. And we do want to see that I don't know what the hell's going on with my trading view, to be honest, because when I do this, oh yeah mate, when I press symbol title, it makes it so I can't just have this I can on the other thing. So yeah, it is what it is. And I'm also going to quickly, real quick description. We just want the ticker, and you can see I can't just have that for some fucking reason. Oh well. Now let's just, so we don't want this one, we want indicators. And also I found that these are different. This chart feed has different for some reason the EMAs, even though they're the same settings, which I always like to check is the case, like look different to when I'm on a different loadout, which is extremely weird. I mean, here I'm pretty sure the EMAs were stacked, yeah, but like on the other loadout they weren't stacking. So like if we just quickly do it, go into the CFD, should just be real quick. Oh, they were stacking. Oh well, that's good that it sorted itself out, because that was really strange. Anyway, and also these were green in the moment, so I'm not sure what was going on there. But yeah, maybe my charts were just glitched or something, I'm not sure. But anyway, if we'll go on to what I was referring to, just going over, like, obviously this is the A-star example, where like you have this in his charts case, UTC 5 -5, which is 23 PM's candle, aka the open. You want this candle close bearish in a bull case. Obviously EMA Stacking, you got the 5, you got the 9, you got the 13, you got the 15. And obviously you'll have the 50, 100 and 200. This they will be down below. And then you get it closed bearish, and then you get the 22 candle, which is the O, which like it's actually the, I'm pretty sure this, yeah, so in the futures charts this is the 21 candle. For him, you would want that to close below the 0.7 to 0.75 region of this range, right? Like this, from the open to the low. And then if this candle closed bullish, then you could just take it, and you would obviously want it to not close above the high of this candle, right? But then this candle closes bullish, and then you don't want it to close below the high of this, and yeah, then that's what he's testing, right? And so therefore, if we go back up to the pound and just go at this, and yeah, and I'm just gonna put this to 7 because it's a bit bright, and I'm pretty sure I went all the way back to, yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna leave these on for people to see. I'm pretty sure I went all the way to 21 I think. Oh shit, what the hell? There should be data here. Yeah, here. Because I was doing a random back test of a random time, just to, you know, you want to be a bit careful of you know, it working really well in certain time and not in another, and I've actually found that 2023 wasn't that good. But obviously for a bearish case, the ideal scenario, what you want to see is this. Let me just go on to Twitter. I need to actually reply. So I'll just screenshot it and post it, and then I need to quickly reply to something that he said, just so keep on track in the context. So I just put this on whilst I'm replying. You can look at something. So I replied to him saying, got it, so I assume your charts are Chicago time. I'm in the UK, so the 5 p.m. candle is a 23 candle for me for futures charts, and that's what I'm looking to use for this, because the candle closed at 7 and it's like more optimal for me, because I won't be up at 6. I just simply won't. So what if the 22 candle for you, well, which is actually the 21, but he refers to it as the CFD, closes green, bullish, beneath 18 candles. So we'll just put this on while I'm saying this. So what if the 22 candle for you closes green, bullish, beneath 18 candles, 0.75, you'll take it. So I'm referring to this candle. So if it closes green, bullish, beneath 18 candle, which is this, 0.75, you'll take it. And in this scenario, does it have to close below the 18 candle high? Yes, I'll take it. But yeah. Let me just see if my thing. But does it have to close below the 18 candles high? Or is this rule just applicable to when the 22 candle closes doesn't close green, like in the example you provided, and then that next candle, if closes green, has to also close beneath 22 candles high. So this is what I just said. So like yeah, so I assume your shots. So what if the 22 candle closes green, beneath blah 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 blah? So that's this candle. So this candle closed green, below, then, and it opened below and it closes green. That's fine, and I assume that's what I'm trying to find out now. Like this 22 candle has to close beneath. Oh, shite, I've typed that wrong. Yeah, because outside of this closes green. Or is this rule just applicable to when the 22 candle closes green? If the example you provide, like in the example you provided, in that next candle, if closes green, has to close beneath. Yeah, bear with this because I am really tired too, and this just shows like I feel cooked, man. But does it have to close below the 18 candles high? That's all I need to ask. So I just changed what I said and said, okay, got it. But let's say the 22 candle closes green bullish. Let's say in the scenario of the 22 candle closing green bullish beneath 18 candles 0.7 range, beneath beneath the 18 candles 0.7 range, it has to do so, but closing green bullish beneath 18 candles high. Right. So I changed it. Let me just sort out my camera roll because it's going to get real sloppy. So yeah, keep we'll delete this. We'll replace it with what I actually said here. Okay, got it, but let's say in the scenario of the 22 candle closing green bullish beneath the 18 candles up a 7.5 range, it has to do so by closing green bullish beneath 18 candles high. So it's basically the same principle as this candle, but this candle, right? And this is also a stereotype A-star scenario where, like, you know, this in a bullish scenario you get an opposing candle just like I mentioned here, so vice versa. The 23 candle I'll refer to as in my case closes up in a bearish case where EMA stacking, and then it closes above the 7 to 7.5 range of that opposing candle to the direction you're looking at trades range, and then you get bearish close. But if you notice, going by this rule, what he mentioned here, this trade wouldn't be valid. But you know, you could kind of like be aware that like this is a sufficient anatomic bar close. Now, what does that imply? Well, it just means that the anatomy of the candle open, how it'll close, goes close sufficiently bearish. Also, it's got sufficient volume behind it, as you can see within these red closed bars. Just meaning that like sufficient volume traded on the sell side, right? And led the bar to close red. So I would definitely still take that, to be honest. But like going forward, I would also be aware that, like, for example, an A-star scenario is like, you know, well, you get an opposing candle. Wait, where is it? I'll mark it up. So I don't really know where this trade is derived from. Oh yeah, so it's this. So you can see this is not an A-star scenario. And then basically what you would do here is you would just compare the difference between like settling on waiting for an open below this, or whether it would be appropriate to see it open above here. Now it's obvious, actually, EMAs are stacking. But you like compare between. I also got distracted. Someone came in, but like, yeah. So here you can see this is just not a typical. This is not an A-star scenario. I mean, you don't get an opposing candle, and look at the outcome. Of course, sometimes it doesn't happen this, but this is like ultimate, not A-star. I mean, it also like, fucking hell, this is not nice. But like, it is a bit far away this to open above, you know. I think honestly it would be okay to use this, and it does open above the 70, which is what you would want. But if you look at this, I'm just gonna skip this. bit. There we go. You can see that this candle opens below, so you just flip the scenario. Of course, this is not an opposing candle in the current scenario that I'm going over, but this candle also closes beneath the high, whereas also this candle closes beneath the low, and so therefore it's just ultimately not A star. So that's something to definitely be aware of. If we go just the next couple of examples here, this candle again, it's not an opposing candle. It's absolutely awful price action, this, to be honest. So is this, and you might be thinking like, what is this stop loss? But like, you know, if you have your stop here, you just don't really want it there. You would want it a bit above. This candle, it probably would actually be okay with just sticking it here, to be honest, on this occasion. Once again, I've got been disturbed again by the dog, so 2 sec. There we go. Jesus. Fucking hell, man. Right. So yeah, it like you'd be comparing. So obviously it's not an opposing candle to the direction you're looking to trade. It's obviously going to open above the 70. In this case, you would definitely be waiting for this. It does. And then you get this candle. It also closes beneath this candle's low. So yeah, it's also not a valid setup according to this. So like, yeah. So basically, what I'm taking with this is like basically, you like the candle that closes bullish, which is either out of this one or this one. After this, it's not valid. Needs to close beneath the prior candle's high, right? But like bullish in a bullish case, right? So, like none of these are prime examples. I mean, this candle, you would want the 75. Like this is actually okay, to be honest, this trade, because I mean, like, you know, it does open above. It's an opposing candle. Like EMAs are stacking. To be honest, this is okay. It's a bit actually. Hang on, let me look. It's like it's not nice this, but like So the thick white is the 13. This isn't valid. This is just too unclean. Also, if you look, the middle blue line, like I always refer to that, like the blue, which is the 9. It's also on the outside. It's on the bottom. So this trade isn't valid, and it's also absolutely not clean whatsoever. It does work, like 100%. If the EMAs were stacking appropriately and stuff, like you would enter here. You definitely wouldn't want to stop here. Like just after this long run down, it just doesn't. It just it just doesn't feel right. You'd want it like at least like there. Now let's have a look. Okay, yeah, see. So you can see, like I'm not making this up. But like in a prime scenario, right? Let's just say this is a prime bearish scenario, right? So you get this, and then EMAs are stacking, right? What was it? And then this, and then like, and then you get an open above. Well, let's just make it above, and then this candle closes bearish, right? So like, and then let's just make it like that, right? Obviously they've got the wicks, blah 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 blah, whatever. Let's just draw them just for the sake of things, and then draw this thing. Oh, shite. Alright, well, say this wouldn't be a valid setup. So, if you just put it here, to be honest, if it did open something like this, I would be fine with it opening it even at the 70, to be honest. And then also, if you look, it doesn't close beneath the prior candle's range low. Now, that's the same principle as this. Candle closes bullish and below the high of the 22 candle. A star entry here. So yeah, like that would be it. Or if this candle closed black, for example, it's still opened above, right? And then this candle, you know, it wicked up and then it closed like this. This would also be valid, right? In his thing, right? But like if it closed like this, then in his example of all terms, it wouldn't be valid. But to be honest, like it's something to definitely research and basically establish a conclusion by like going through all that. So like, you know, and also you also want, like, the really important thing is this, like this is like you really want in a bearish case you want a opposing candle, like a bullish close, right? And then to open above the 75, so like then you're just utilizing the 75 and stuff, right? So like he has all like not valid scenarios. Like this is picture perfect. Like what on earth? Like this is a proper valid trade. So you get the open above the 75, and it's an opposing candle, and then you get the 3M candle, which is the 22 for him. Like if we're just oh no, sorry, it's a 21, yeah, because he refers to it in CFD terms. And then does it close beneath the prior candle's low? No. So then you just enter, and then here I would just and it's also in a fair value gap too. Like that, like this is like honestly like the A-star criteria. So I'm actually going to take a photo of this. And then I'm going to utilize this photo on my Twitter. I think the tag this video when it's done. So yeah, we'll just go through the examples that I've actually got marked up. So once again, this is like not an opposing candle to the direction we want to look at, so it's just simply not valid. Also, if we're going to bull, it's like self-evidently going to open above. So I think I don't remember which one it was that I was doing. It might have been, no, it wasn't the Frank. Maybe I have screenshots. Let's have a look. Alright, so it was definitely the pound, and it might have been April 2020. I think it might have been 2020, to be honest. So we'll just go to April 2020, and then just click that. Should be stuff here. Maybe it was on a different platform. It definitely wouldn't have been any switching beads. Right, so I'm just going to do this actually, because it's going to make my thing so laggy, probably anyway. Okay, so there's the setups there. This year was mint, and 2024 was also fine, but 2023 I know was not good. There's some very dodginess, a lot of dodginess. Is it loading or like? It was definitely on the pound that I'd done this work on. Because there was this really shit setup, but like it was it technically wasn't valid actually. Oh yeah. Just checking the Twitter. See. I wish I would stop getting like things that just distract you. Not interested. Not interested. Like of things that like will naturally grab your attention and make you look and stuff. Like for example, like it's just so. It's good and bad, but like damn. So I think we should be all on here. Mm-hmm. Aha, look. There's some stuff popping up here. Okay. Okay. So we've got 2024. Aha. Yes. Okay, so this is good. And because I've got everything marked up, we can go straight to it. Right, so we'll just go to January 2023. I'm just gonna go like this. And then okay. So we'll just go over the full of January 2023. I think this is a setup here. Like opposing candle, EMA Stacking. This is like well actually no it's not because it closed above. But you can see in this case, like wait, actually is this valid? Yeah, this is valid. Like would you want, like basically what you're doing is like, let's emulate real time here just to really see where we would put the stop. Like, do you want it there? Nah. You want it like about here, like there, and so 2159. Even marking up this, it doesn't look right really, does it? You would kind of. Like if you're entering here, you kind of want it like there, actually. So 4-4, like yeah, you would want it about like here, about there, like least. And I'm pretty sure this does run, but still, it's not very clean, is it? And you can see one of the rules isn't there. It doesn't close beneath the in my case the 03, but it does run to 2R, I think. Maybe he's not. Oh god. Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Probably does. To be honest, I'd probably yeah, it definitely does. So yeah, I'd probably look to close like somewhere around there. But anyway, this candle, again, valid, opens below, but then this candle closes above this candle's high, so technically it's not valid. This candle, opposing candle, doesn't open below, so you're not interested. None of these are valid. What's good is I've already got everything marked up, so we can fly through it. So the EMAs don't look very clean here, do they? It is a valid, like, it is fine. But look, so it opens above, but this candle closes beneath this candle's low, so it's not technically valid. And then also it opens here, you would probably just want to stop a bit above, about there-ish, just a bit above that high. And does it run too hard, or do you get, you get stopped. So like, yeah. There's another example where if you don't, well actually, you probably would have been fine. Because you would have probably had the chance to close here, to be honest. If I've seen this and I didn't get tagged, I would have just closed here. So like, but still, it's just a win. Like, it's not very clean. And what I have also found is that like it is probably best sometimes to just let setups run, like without you, and just wait for the like valid criteria to form, because that's what's gonna like keep you in the game, you know what I mean? So like, look, here's a prime example. Like you really probably wouldn't want to take this, but I just marked it up for purpose's sake. So here, valid opens below, but then this candle closes above the sky, so it's not valid technically, right? This candle, opposing candle, not an opposing candle, so it's like iffy. It's obviously going to open below that, so like you would want to use the bear, and it doesn't, so you're not interested. Opposing candle doesn't open below. Here again, you would want to probably see it open below, otherwise I wouldn't have had it marked up. Blah 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 blah. Alright, this is going to be an interesting one. Right, so opposing candle opens below. This candle doesn't close above the sky, so it is technically valid. And personally, you would probably want to have it stop a bit below. Like, yeah, just about there. And it probably is a loss. Maybe. It's just not clean when it's not an opposing candle though, is it? I mean, EMAs were fine. EMAs are fine, but not an opposing candle. There hasn't been a valid setup this year so far. Like, yeah, on this 2023. I don't think anyway. I don't think. Cannot remember. Alright. I think this could be one. So EMA Stacking, this is a good one actually. Opens below and then closes green bullish below this high, so this is perfect. And so like it would be best to just have multiple pairs and just wait for this, and it's like you can do that because you're literally just on the 4-hour time frame, and you can literally press your space bar if you're on your thing on your computer or on your phone, scroll, and then just be like, okay, well, have you got an opposing candle to the direction you want to trade in terms of the direction EMAs are stacking in, and then do you open below the 7.5 of that? Then also just wait for the candle. Does it close green bullish beneath that high? If so, then take it. You know. So, what about this one? Opposing candle opens below. This candle, it does close beneath the high, right? would you have your stop here? I would probably have it there. Just a little bit more room, and as you can see, it's fine. Yeah, opposing candle, nothing. Opposing candle, doesn't open below. Right, so look at this. So first of all, it's not an opposing candle. Does it make sense to look for the 35? Not really. So you would go with the bull. And does it open below? Yes. Now does this candle close above? Yeah. So it's like full scale, just like not valid really, but like it does run. I'm also extremely hungry. But like I've ate too much recently, so like I might have, like, I'm really lean anyway, but like still, but because I'm this lean, like I can tell when I put on weight pretty easily. So this is below the 50, so it's not valid. If I skip this lunch, I'll be well on track to getting back to how I used to be. Like I was like seriously lean in the face, and that for me takes quite a strict method to achieve. Alright, so opposing candle, open above. Technically this is valid, but or EMA stacking. Yeah. So this is valid, right? But like, look, are you gonna enter on that? No, I'm just not. So again here, would it make sense to see above the 30 or the 70? Would constitute whether or not which to use based on like visually how far away it is, and whether it makes sense to see a bar open above this. It's like no. So you would utilize the ball, and does it open above? No. So it's not valid. Once again, so we've got a few examples here. I'm guessing that we've settled on this because this was too far away. Yeah. Yeah. So you'd want to see it open above the bull, and it doesn't. Here, and as well, like, it's not an opposing candle, right? So here, yeah, you would want to see the bull in this case, definitely, and like that's fine. And it doesn't, but like it's also okay. So this is going to be a good one. Oh, wow, this is disgusting. So this is, well, it's actually not valid because it closes beneath this low. And what do you know? This is obviously not valid at all. This is also not valid. This EMAs don't think are fine. Yeah, this definitely not valid. You do get the opposing candle, but then this candle closes beneath the in TG's case the 22, or in the future's case 21 bar low, which is the 3 AM for me, or the 2 AM for CFDs. So technically it's not valid, right? So we're going to also go back to the other data feed thing and have a look at this year's trades that I've got marked up, because I remember that 2024 to 5 was really good. But you can see here, not an opposing candle, opens above, that's fine, right? Which would you want to use? Notice EMAs are fine, perfectly stacking. Okay, so it's obviously going to open it up above there, so you just use bare, and then yeah, and it also does close. It does close above the previous boss low, but it just wasn't a opposing candle. So for some reason I've got this marked, so I'm guessing the bear was too high up. Yeah, so definitely I was just watching outside because the skip's getting took. But anyway, so yeah, it would definitely make sense to utilize the bolt. Anyway, it does, and then yeah, you can see this bar closes below this, so it's technically not valid, but it is a sufficient anatomic bar close. That also doesn't even matter. This opposing bar, but it doesn't open above, so it's not valid. You're not even looking at it. Here, not an opposing bar. It does open above, and it also closes beneath or above this bar's low. But as you can see, it was a loss, and you know this bar didn't close opposing. Now also, yeah, so that's just valid with range wise, but not valid with being opposing. So same thing here. EMAs aren't even actually. Hang on, this might not even be valid at all. Yeah, nah, that's valid. Like, yeah, that's valid. I'm referring to this. So you get an open above, and you also don't close beneath, so it's like technically not valid. Here, just don't even bother looking at it. So we'll just finish off this year, and yeah. And then I'm also going to go and sit outside because it's like really sunny, and it's like going to be one of the last days where it's going to be like this. So yeah, I'm going to fuck off outside soon. This candle opens above, supposing valid, but this candle doesn't close beneath this, above this bar's low, so technically it's not valid. But it is a sufficient anatomic bar close. You do have, and also what I have found too, or been finding, is when you have one of these rules, it is okay, but I'm pretty sure I had one of these rules here. Ah, yeah, we did. See, so this, because like this bar closed above, previous bar's low, you could take it. Whereas this, you had nothing, no opposing, it closed beneath, and it still ran, right? So yeah, it's like you kind of want all, and also it's not that clean, is it? This, it's what when you're on the right side of the market with this, when it just absolutely soars. So here it would just definitely not be valid. I don't even think it opens above. Let's hurry up because I want to get outside. Like, I can do research outside, so it's like this could be valid here. Yeah. Or don't know why there's no position tool here. You also close beneath, so this is like completely valid. Because look, you open at the 70, and then stop loss wise, you can, like, I mean, you don't want it there. You'd probably just want it like a good chunk below, and you can see you're definitely on the right side of the market. So nothing is valid here. Okay, look at this. We've got another extremely valid setup. So this is fine. You open below the 70 or 75 bearish case, and then this candle closes beneath this candle's high, previous bar's high, and it is a win. Opposing bar, nothing. So I have got a feeling now that, like, you know, you kind of want to follow what TG outlined here. You know, in a long case, you need to have that fucking bar close below the 70 or 75 EMA Stacking, and then the green bar that forms in a bull case needs to close beneath the previous bar's high in that case, right? So yeah, do I have an example here? No. Wow, yeah, like, look at this. This is just shit. Like, honestly, like, this, right? It's, first of all, it's not an opposing bar. It would probably have made sense to see below there, and then this bar also closes high above the high. This, I don't even know why I've got this marked. Like, what on earth? So yeah, this isn't even valid. Like, with like opening below wise. But like, for this to be completely valid, this would need to be an opposing bar up beneath the 70, and then also close opposing, and then this bar would have to close green and below this high. So, right. So I think we've got actually a valid example here. Is this? This could be interesting, actually. So this is the first trade 2024. Now, EMA's 200, 100 are stacking. Now, so is these. Now, this candle opens below. This opens beneath and closes above this high. Now, stop loss wise, would you be comfortable with this here? Probably not. So, but like, you could have easily got stopped out of this, to be honest. Right, honestly, if you kind of zoom out a bit, it's not that clean. But like this, like, honestly, maximum you would want to go to with this bar closed too, and these conditions, you would probably just want to go there, and you probably actually would, because that's a huge big wick that the market could easily tap into, and it might. This could be a loss. Yeah. Ooh. So that's not very good, is it? But like, obviously, not every single trade's going to be valid. So you know what? What we'll do is we'll just keep going through and see what the next valid trade is, if there is one marked, and if not, then yes, that's not valid, because like, this bar would need to have closed above. Is this any of these valid? Yes. So look, and also you could maybe even like, run it more when you get it valid, set up completely valid. So like here, this would all be valid, but what doesn't happen? Doesn't open. Well, actually, you would. In this case, it is an opposing candle. Technically, you would want to see it open beneath there, but would the bear be suitable? Yes. This same case, probably. I hope. Let me see, because if it's like stupidly far away, yeah. So, like, it would be fine to utilize that. This, and like, look, this is a prime example. So look, it's obviously going to open beneath here, so you're not going to use that, you know, so you'll use this. Is this suitable to look for an open below? Yeah. If it did, and then this candle here closed green bullish, which is what you'd be waiting for, and it needs to close beneath this high, this would be valid. This opposing candle, this next candle closed green bullish beneath previous bar high, valid. And stop loss wise for this, what you would first do is you would go to the lower hand. You definitely wouldn't want it there. I would probably just put it a nice little bit below, about there. Maybe it's even a tick further. So what's that at? So 85. There we go. As soon as we're here, we can just do the next one. Look at the next trade marked. Okay, so you can notice that these are not opposing candles. Opposing candle, but doesn't open above. Okay, well, let's have a look at this. It's interesting looking at the losses, to be honest. This actually might have been a win, yeah. Ooh, this is a valid setup. Completely valid. And it's also, this is like completely valid. So open above, 75 opposing candle, close beneath, above this low. So completely valid. Okay. Got it. Oh wait, no, EMA is on stacking. If EMAs are stacking here, this would be nice, and you could just put your stop here, to be honest. Here, open below, close below, opposing candle. You wouldn't want it there, you'd want it a bit below. Look at this FVJ here too. But then again, actually, I've just realised. Look at the state of this close. You know this, and it's also completely valid circumstances. You wouldn't want it here. You would want it just a bit below, about there, max. And you can see like this would be fine. Like honestly, even when the market is coming like here, for sure. To be honest. But yeah, that's valid. It's completely valid. So what I'm gonna do now is put a blue line here to mark the point that like I've reviewed up to for this month. No, for this year, and we'll go on to the main, and we'll go on to some of 2025. I can't believe it's almost the end of 2025. I don't know if I want lunch, to be honest. I don't really want to have that feeling of like feeling like satisfied. Like I want to go and train too, but like I've got plenty of calories inside us from the past couple of days of eating. Yesterday I overate, man. I didn't even have any breakfast, but I had a Starbucks large mocha, which I'm pretty sure has got a lot of calories in it. And okay, I'm already, yeah. But then because of that, I thought, well, I haven't ate breakfast, when really the Starbucks mocha probably was the same amount of calories as... Okay, so this is beautiful. Beautiful setup. Beauty. Damn. This is invalid. So let's count all the ones that are valid this year, right? So, which candle? What the fuck? Oh, shit. I've got my chart set to... I've just been looking at the sessions. I mean, I know it doesn't matter, but like, I didn't realize I've got my... I didn't change... Maybe I left it on, I don't know. But anyway, this is completely valid. This is the 23 candle. This candle opens above, it's opposing, and... Well, this one was the first one that had this, yeah. Opens above, goes beneath, above, sorry, and yeah. So that's not valid, this one. Yeah, it doesn't close above, that candle's high. This, same thing, exact same thing. Probably wouldn't want to take them. They just don't look clean either. And anyway, yeah, there was probably the same amount of calories as a breakfast. And then I had like an apple, a dragon fruit, and then a full thing of kefir. 500ml, which has like 300 calories in it or something like that. So yeah, probably over. And then I had a lot in the evening. So yeah. Anyway, these are all valid. Opens below, closes below, just. So yeah, same thing here. Beautiful. And as you can see, these run, like run. You know, you could easily get a 1 to 4. You know, even 1 to 5. 1 to 4, easy. Same thing here. Would you have got knocked, like, would you be knocked out here? So, opens below, yeah, that's fine. Opens below, this kind of closes below, you would probably just want to stop there. And then what do you know? Well, you easily get the 1 to 2. Honestly, I think 1 to 2 is the best. I know I'm saying that after this failed, but I mean, these would have made up for it well if you just used thingy. But yeah, this isn't valid, and this is also a loss. So that's interesting, isn't it? So you get an open below, opposing candle. This candle closes above prior bar high, and it's not valid. I'm also looking at the weather. Let's have a look. Yeah, so there wasn't any cloud there for a period of time, and then the next point in time where we're going to get no cloud is at 4. So ideally we'll go and do double bike. Well, we'll go and do the second bike session like after this, which I probably will do, but I'm probably going to get some food, just something little though. So no opposing candle, and you don't even open below the appropriate GAN box level. So here opposing candle, but don't open below. In this case too, you would obviously be looking at whether it's more feasible to look for an open below this than here. Like, because often you don't really see the market, just like it's not going to open below there. You know, so you'd want to just see this, and it doesn't. And then also, even if it did, it didn't close above... it didn't close below prior bar high, right? So note, we'll just keep scrolling, make it quick. This could be an interesting one. Alright, well, it's obviously going to open below there, so that's why I had the bull. No opposing candle, if you notice. It doesn't even open below. It's obviously not going to open below the 35. So it's very interesting, this. So look at this. This went really clean. And let's see if the valid circumstances are there. I don't think they are. No, they're not. So opposing candle, valid, and... Oh, hang on. Well, this is a doji, right? And anyway, this candle closed below, so it's not valid. Prior bar, right? This, it's not valid. Opens above, yes, valid. But this candle closed beneath this low, and did you... You just grasped it, to be fair, but like... You know... Like I said, you would probably have grabbed this win if you had got into this with like this, but it's technically not valid. If you notice too, when the valid criteria is there, it really runs. But, well, it really does run to 1 or 2 anyway. So, anyway, that's this session concluded. Going over, like, the valid rule set, which is like, let me just... Still got Instagram here. Which is this. So you need to have an opposing candle, and then this bar. This actually isn't a valid setup because it would need to close above prior bar low. So you need to basically have this but flipped. So opposing bar, open below, green candle, close below, or opposing candle, open below, close green, below. So more specifically, we need to have an opposing UK time 23 futures chart bar close to the direction you're looking to trade. So in a bullish case, bearish, right? And then you need to have the 03 4-hour bar close beneath the 7 to 7.5 range, and it either needs to close green bullish beneath 23 candle high, or this candle can just close black, whatever, or even bearish, whatever, like red bearish, and then this candle needs to close green and then below the 03 below the 07 high. Yeah, so there we go. I'm going to upload this now.